Started collecting comic books around 1979 when I was about 10 years old. It started as Golden Age comic books and esoteric superheroes. But I quickly started I love comics, so anytime I had the opportunity to buy a collection or find more, I would add to that.
By day, Malcolm Mobotu Smith is a mild-mannered professor of ceramics at Indiana University. But his alter ego is that of a comic-collecting superhero. And The Deep End, an exhibition at the university's Grunwald Gallery, is the culmination of an exhaustive quest. In tidy rows, all along the gallery's perimeter, sit hundreds of Golden Age comic books, collected over the course of 25 years, each one depicting a unique underwater element.
20 years into my collecting, having amassed some of these books, and I bought one called Whiz Comics number 19. This is the book that started my fascination with the underwaters. That featured Captain Marvel, otherwise known as Shazam. This book features everything I love about Golden Age comics and about this subject matter. And he happens to be in a situation on the cover in an underwater scenario. And he's doing this amazing supernatural feat of holding a shark in a headlock underwater. You have a woman that's floating in that kind of ethereal way underwater. And it just struck me as aesthetically beautiful and interesting, and it made me contemplate the possibility of putting together as many of those circumstances as I could find. It's open to every genre, so there's funny animal, there's war, there's romance books, there's superhero books, because I wanted to see how all these artists and all subject matters, whether they did challenge the idea of putting a character underwater, and they did, everybody did, whether it's Mickey Mouse or Bob Hope or Captain Marvel, there's a sequence where they put them in an underwater circumstance. Welcome to my collecting space.
As impressive as the underwater comics display is, it's only a fraction of Malcolm's collection, which consists of around 20,000 comic books and a mountain of collector's items stored in his home basement.
Got reference books, we've got books that are reproductions, reprints of classic books that are hard to get, my exhaustive collection of every known Hulk comic book, and so we can see this monster tome about Galactus and the Silver Surfer.
While Malcolm certainly doesn't hesitate to enjoy the fruits of his labor, seeing a specific subset of these comics in a single space at one time has given him a new appreciation for the form.
And it's only possible in this kind of a space. It's only doable because I've decided to align this thematic, single-theme collection together where you can make this kind of comparison and then see all the anomalies, and you can compare the graphic structures of comics. So if you're above ground, you're Superman, you're fighting, you're flying through the air, you might throw a cloud, you might show some motion lines to show some action in space, but you don't have the complication of saying, how do I show the space that he's flying in? And so there's just the inventiveness of the artist to decide to put a conflict underwater, and then they have to go through and sort of solve for X, which is how do I represent that liquid terrain, which leads to certain kind of line quality. It leads to showing or inventing a way to show wave or liquid space in the foreground, middle ground, and background between a figure. And then there's all kinds of beautiful little notions of, like, do you show water bubbles coming up? Do you show wave currents that are echoes of a figure? It means that they have to sort of design the characters to, in their physicality, represent a weightlessness that's unlike any other thing in comic book art. There's this gorgeous fixity to things.
While patterns and techniques begin to emerge from the comics, so too does the prejudice of their time.
They're a human record of our actual habits as people that we shouldn't forget. For me personally, I just find it interesting. In this, it happens that African Americans are, one, not represented anywhere on the covers in any kind of heroic form, and two, when they are represented on the interiors, it's as buffoonery and lampooning us, and we're drawn in a subhuman way, even compared to the cartoons of the main characters. There's a kind of dehumanizing structuring of of black people in these spaces. So we can't turn away from them. We got to sort of embrace it. And that's just a happy side note to collecting comprehensively, is that you get all of that. You get the ads that are in here, and you see the development of advertising for products that go beyond comics. So there's so much to mine from these things beyond just the artwork and the stories inside.
Malcolm hasn't finished mining these comics just yet. Ultimately, he intends to publish a compendium of all Golden Age underwater covers so that this aquatic art from a bygone era can continue to be studied and enjoyed. And while that's still a ways off, Malcolm knows his comic book quest is coming to an end.
And I've teased my wife saying, as I was maybe midway through this collection of the underwaters, I'm like, I think cave illustrations are really cool too, so underground might be another. She's like, now hang on, Malcolm. So there's always another thing you can choose. So I don't know when that project's going to see its completion, but it won't be the end of my fascination with comics.